Hey, what's going on, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life, in the crazy life that is the digital asset space. What is going on, guys? Happy, what is today? Saturday to you. What an amazing day it has been thus far. Though beer cold stimulus or beer cold spending has been an interesting thing to see. Very, very interesting to kind of see what's kind of going on. Guys, listen, you know what they say, right? Follow the money. Don't listen to what they say, watch what they do. I wanted to cover a couple of things here about two major players in the space, in the traditional finance space, and also in the traditional space. Because guys, follow the money is a real thing. So guys, listen, this again is your XRP Ripple daily news in 0 to 10 minutes. Let's do this. So guys, Goldman Sachs and BlackRock reportedly seeking majority stakes in China's biggest banks backing blockchain technology. So they're making moves in China space with the banks that are particularly interested in blockchain technology. Now, this is from January 21st of 2020, and shout out to the Daily Hotto, but I thought it was really important to note as of today. So it says American investment management firms Goldman Sachs Group and BlackRock are in talks to take majority stakes in new Chinese asset management joint ventures. According to sources who spoke to Caixin, the ventures are reportedly collaborations with major Chinese banks that are pouring billions into new blockchain projects. Goldman Sachs and BlackRock investing in banks that are investing in blockchain projects, guys, right? Follow the money. According to the report, Goldman Sachs is seeking a 51% stake in a wealth management joint venture with Industrial and Commercial Bank of China. Whoa, the largest bank in the world. Whoa. What is going on there? The largest bank in the world with $4 trillion in assets under management, and Goldman Sachs is going after them for 51% stake in China's largest bank. Wow. BlackRock and Singapore's Temasek Holdings PTE are discussing the possibility of another wealth management joint venture with state-owned China Construction Bank, a big four lender. BlackRock and Singapore's Temasek are reportedly seeking a 60% stake in the venture. Goldman Sachs and BlackRock are not the first American firms to show interest in Chinese funds. JP Morgan Chase is currently seeking a majority stake in its Guangdong-based futures joint venture after becoming the first Wall Street firm to receive approval from Chinese regulators in December of 2019. Wow, right? Follow the money in these major firms, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, and BlackRock looking to make moves in banks, wealth management, if you will, firms in China is massive. In a lot of ways, guys, a lot of ways. So the developments come as Chinese banks are forging ahead with blockchain initiatives. All four major state-owned Chinese commercial banks, including ICBC and CCB, are involved in blockchain-based financial services initiatives. According to CCB's 2018 annual report, the bank reached nearly 30 billion in transaction volume on its blockchain trade finance network that includes roughly 40 domestic and financial institutions. Last year, the banking giant launched BC Trade 2.0 blockchain trade finance platform, featuring new functionality to digitize commodities trade and financial services among 50 branches and 40 external organizations linking state-owned and foreign banks, commercial banks, and non-bank platforms. The evolving blockchain-based ecosystems in China are in line with President Xi's mandate to embrace the technology across all sectors of society, fulfilling the country's goal of becoming a global leader in the adoption of new infrastructure that can power financial transactions and the transmission of data. Wow, that's really, really significant, especially, I mean, we're talking Goldman Sachs and BlackRock looking to move into that area there. And you know, this whole China and U.S.-China trade deal is very, very interesting. And we all know that both President Trump and Mnuchin were excited about phase one of this trade deal. So my guess is that this is part of that, allowing U.S. companies to be able to move and operate in China, especially in the banking technology or technology sector. Gosh, that seems to be really, really huge in a lot of ways. Goldman Sachs and BlackRock. So, wow. And they're not just investing in these particular banks. They're looking to have a 51% stake, which is essentially taking ownership of these banks. So that is massive in a lot of ways. There's been tons and tons of report that China's economy is drastically, majorly in trouble. So I could see how, I mean, we're talking China's largest bank, the largest bank. Now, I don't know if it's going to go through, but the fact that they're looking to go in and that the people from China are taking, allowing people to take a look at it is significant in a lot of ways. And speaking of BlackRock was just in the news the other day too. Where is that? There was something else with BlackRock, and is it the Fed? I think it might have been with the Fed. Let's see. Let me see if I can find that. Okay, so this is one. It's, again, we all know what the federal government is doing, right? So let's check out what BlackRock's doing here. And this is what BlackRock has hired, a former Ripple executive. And the latest news is that we all know what the Fed is looking to do, and BlackRock is going to be the asset manager behind that, right? So let me share this with you. So we all know that the Fed is going to be doing its purchases, and this, what is it, the SPVs, and BlackRock is going to be the asset manager actually involved in the asset acquisitions, right? So this is an interesting article because we know this. Coincidence? BlackRock hires former Ripple executive. So BlackRock Inc., the largest asset management company in the world, is set to undergo a massive management overhaul, okay, with the aim of focusing on alternative investments. The company recently hired a former executive of Ripple who is tasked with leading the digital asset team in the firm, right? It says BlackRock's to focus on alternative investment. BlackRock, which is the largest asset management firm in the world with roughly $7 trillion in assets under management, has long declared an interest in digital assets and other alternative investments. The company has now made a bold move by hiring a former executive of Ripple, Robbie Mitchell. And I know we've heard of this before, guys, right? Because we in this community, and XRP community, are up on everything. So I get it. We've heard this before, but given the fact now that what the Fed is doing with BlackRock and what they're doing with them, I believe ties in exactly to what's going on and why they probably made this move with Robbie Mitchell, who is now set to lead the digital asset team at the company. Mitchell has been involved in the crypto sector for a few years now and is regarded as one of the best minds behind Ripple. The former Ripple exec has a deep understanding of digital assets and their underlying technology, and he is said to be interested in solving some of the murkiness around how investors view digital currencies. Okay, so this is an interesting thing. So again, this was from April of 2019, but I think it's really important to note as of today, considering what the federal government has decided to do with these purchases, right? I believe it's called SPV, maybe special purpose vehicles. So I think that's really important to know. Here's another article, the Fed's curse, right? Risk being worse than the disease. This is an interesting article as well. I'm not going to go over all of it, but it is in essence, commercial paper funding facility. Okay, that's interesting as well. What does it say here? Buying commercial paper from the issuer, buying corporate bonds from the issuer, funding backstop for asset-based backed securities, buying corporate bonds and bond ETFs in the secondary market, MSBLP, which stands for Main Street Business Lending Program. The details of that is to come, but it will lend to eligible small and medium-sized businesses, complementing efforts by the Small Business Administration. So, we've heard about the moves that they're looking to do. And again, the fact that they're choosing BlackRock to manage, I believe, in the acquisition of and/or management of these assets is huge. And having a former Ripple employee in terms of the digital assets and what that's going to look like going forward is going to be huge as well, guys. So, again, follow the money. I don't think there's nothing more important to note than you want to follow, without question, you want to follow the money. So listen, guys, this is that was your XRP Ripple daily news, and 0 to 10 minutes. Goldman Sachs and BlackRock seeking majority stakes in China's biggest banks, backing blockchain technology. They're going after the banks that are backing and investing in blockchain technology. Massive news, guys. All right, guys. So listen, I'm going to wrap up this video like I do all my videos and remind you of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather us remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for money. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating? Or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know. That the battle for you has already been fought. And the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye.